No one ever builds an empire on memory alone. And what I mean by this is, if you look at some of the biggest faces in business, some of the biggest operations in the world, the reason they've achieved this is because they have captured the thought process of management and what is expected in the business. You see, and a lot of times smaller businesses and leaders in business make this mistake of understanding what's going on in their business, but the unfortunate thing in that is that it is trapped in their own mind. You see, their judgment calls might be excellent, but the moment they try and delegate that, it's a failure because they haven't captured the thought process on paper, in documentation, in video format, or whichever format works best in your setup. But the moment you can get these models written down in SOPs and you can boil them down into their simplest form, it's this point where you can start properly delegating. And it is exactly this that has allowed these massive corporations to build and grow as big as they are. Because Apple didn't rely on Steve Jobs' memory. It relied on replicating Steve Jobs' way of thinking. And that can be in terms of design, in terms of operations, in terms of finance, in terms of any section of the business. But if you want to truly unlock scale in your business, then my suggestion to you would be to start documenting. And that can be SOPs, that can be just recording videos where you explain what you expect to be done for now. But just getting your thoughts on paper and in front of the people that you need to start delegating to. And what you'll realize is, with time, you've in fact created this massive library that people can go and access. And this eliminates pretty much 95% of all the questions that can come your way. And I found this extremely valuable in onboarding new members of the business as well, because if you want to know how we handle product launches and you've got a query on how we do product shots and how we set that up both in a studio environment or in a lifestyle environment, and there's a document for that and you can go and access that. It's going to give you examples of exactly what I'm looking for, and it just saves me the hundreds of conversations of having to explain that, for instance, with every photo shoot we have.